date with
I'm
you right
recording. Here we go. I'm recording. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Making Changes Coast to Coast podcast. We are your hosts, Melissa in Atlanta,
Tina Danahay from San Diego.
and we have decided to start a new podcast called Making Changes Coast to Coast. The reason is because, as most of you know, we run a nonprofit and we are able to help people on each coast of this nation. And we would like to share other nonprofits around the nation that are making changes for people. We're also going to interview people that have come through our program, Healing Our Heroes. We're going to interview people who can help nonprofits. So this whole podcast is going to be about highlighting people that are involved with nonprofits and the struggles that they've had, how to raise money, what their nonprofit does to help people, things like that. So we're starting today, obviously, with our own nonprofit that we developed. So I'm going to let Tana tell everyone a little bit about how Tana and I even know each other, because some of you may not know how we came about and know each other. So take it away.
All right. So, Melissa and I have known each other for literally almost 20 years, which sounds insane, but we met through actually my older brother. Melissa and my older brother went to high school together. And while they were in high school, I was in middle school, and they became best friends. And so Melissa started hanging around our family and vice versa. And she always kind of became the older sister that I never had, and just became a huge influencer in my life, and has always pushed me to be, the next best version of myself. And so that's just a little bit about how we know each other, and
Yes.
we've remained friends, and she's become my family over the last 20 years. And so we try to see each other a couple times a year, and we're obviously still in contact.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, we definitely had a lot of fun times in high school. We went to Lutheran High and small school, but everyone there does become family, but even more so the Ross family. At the time, Tana was Tana Ross, but we've gotten to know each other even better, even after high school, after college, after we've done life, after we've both have children, and we came together and decided to do this nonprofit, which is Healing Our Heroes. A couple of years, well, what now? 3 years back, over 3 years now.
Yeah, over 3 years.
Um,
An
I was,
idea that you've had for 5 or 6 years, probably longer than
yeah, right.
you always mentioned it to me, but you and I talk about timing in life, and it just was never the right time for you, and it was never the right time for me. And then I remember some things have happened, and we said, all right, this is the time now. So we did.
Yeah. Do you want to share about that at all? Just a little snippet of why we started Healing Our Heroes?
Sure. So Melissa had always, she's in the wellness industry, obviously, and she specializes in neurofeedback therapy, such as myself. And she had talked to me for years, well, even a little bit backstory. I didn't get into neurofeedback therapy until Melissa really encouraged me. This was my passion that I needed to do in life. And she kind of knows me better than I know myself, I think. And I worked, college, corporate America, just the regular kind of, I hate saying standard, but kind of what you do in life. You progress and get into corporate America. And she said, I really don't think that's your niche. And I was like, well, Melissa pays the bills, So, but with that being said, I ended up marrying a Marine who had gone through Iraq and Afghanistan and was suffering from PTSD and was just really having a hard time. And Melissa said, you know what? I've been wanting to start this nonprofit for a lot of years. And Melissa's, both her father and stepfather were both in the military. Her brother was in the military. So the military falls really close to both my heart and my heart. My father was in as well. And we just found that there was kind of a gap in a transitional gap for our military that needed to be fulfilled, in other avenues. And so after my husband kind of realized that he was having a lot of PTSD issues, and I know that your brother also had his own issues, and both, unfortunately, Melissa's father and stepfather are no longer with us because they had to deal with their own demons, which ended up eventually taking both their lives. And that's when Melissa's passion for helping veterans really came into play. And she knew that I had ties with the military pretty heavily. And so to be honest with you, it just, like I said, talk about timing. It just started working out over the course of a couple of years that, that Melissa and I finally decided, like, now's the time to start helping our veterans. And that was back in the fall of
December.
2016,
Yeah.
that was we were talking about it. And then Melissa, like within 24 hours, got the ball rolling with getting the 501c3 approval and everything else. We had one conversation, and then the next day she called me and was like, well, I've applied for the 501c3 and all this stuff. And I said, well, looks like I'm quitting my corporate job. And
craziness. Right? And that's part of, like, people don't realize how difficult it is, nonprofit. I mean, nonprofit is a business, and people forget that. It's like, most of us know of large nonprofits, Wounded Warriors, which is great, and all the, American Red Cross. These are all great nonprofits that do great things, but they started small somewhere with 2, 4, however many people that had a passion. And so that's kind of what we're working on and building our image across the nation. Yes. And so it is difficult, and people don't realize how difficult it is to run a nonprofit where we do have an office space. We have multiple office spaces that we either own or partner with that have to get paid, and there's overhead and there's cost to run these nonprofits. Let's really quick, I'll tell them kind of what exactly it is that we do, because a lot of people don't know. Healing Our Heroes is a nonprofit, one of a kind. There's only one other one that I know of in the U.S. There might be a couple small ones we don't know about, but we are even different from that one other one. We provide neurofeedback brain training therapy for veterans and now added first responders. So we are the only nonprofit of its kind in the nation that's providing cost-free care for both veterans and first responders. So that's a huge deal. We're tiny, but we are powerful because we affect so many people across the nation. For those of you that don't know, neurofeedback is a therapy that's been around over 50 years. It's science-based therapy. It's a brain training therapy that helps retrain the brain with any neurological symptoms that might be present. So symptoms for our veterans and first responders are going to be PTSD, anxiety, insomnia, night terrors, things like that, that's affecting their everyday life, right? And then we can also help people that are paying clients that might have children with ADHD or autism, seizure disorders. So it's a very much growing therapy that people don't realize, but they're starting to hear more about. There's professional athletes that are using it for peak performance and concussion rehab. But for us to be able to heal a hero, a veteran, a first responder, that's going to affect their whole family and their whole life is so important to Tana and I. So that's why we started Healing Our Heroes. We do have for-profit businesses that are in the same industry that we provide care for paying clients, but our passion is absolutely for our veterans and first responders. So that's what Healing Our Heroes does. We do brain scans on each client that comes in, and then we provide neurofeedback, biofeedback for the brain when they come into the office 2 to 3 times a week. So it's an in-office care. They have to be committed to coming 2 to 3 times a week, or else they cannot be in our program. They have to give back by volunteering later on once they go through the program, and they have to share about who we are and share with their colleagues and their family and their friends, because we need all the support we can to help change these veterans. Do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I was going to say that I think our nonprofit's just a tad bit different than a lot of other nonprofits out there, because, we're looking at the individual themselves. And then on top of it, we're also looking at the family dynamic. You know what I mean? We have, coming from the backgrounds that Melissa and I have, is that the veteran or the first responder is not the only person in the family usually suffering.
Right.
We usually find that it's the entire family that's going through a significant change in their life because of the mental struggles that the husband, the wife, the father, the daughter, the mother, whatever it is, has. And so we really try to encourage each of our first responders and our veterans that even though they're personally suffering from their symptomatics, the symptomatics that they have are also creating suffrage more than likely across the spectrum in their family. And that's something that we try to encourage them to realize, is that we're going to help them, but in turn, by helping them, we're helping the entire family as well.
Exactly. And that's what a lot of people forget, is that it does help them in the office, and it trickles to the rest of the family. Absolutely. And we've had many testimonials of family members calling us or writing to us telling us how much it has changed their whole family dynamic, which is amazing to us. That gives us the goosebumps. It makes us excited. It's why we do what we do and struggle and keep going every day and seeing people cost free. Just so you all know, Tana and I haven't taken a dime from Healing Our Heroes. We've actually put more money in than we've ever received. And that's okay, because it's our passion. But at some point, we would like to be able to have enough supporters to make sure that we are able to see people and continue to keep our doors open, and obviously work for our time and have this be our number one priority. So that is our goal. What do you think has been the hardest part of having Healing Our Heroes from beginning to now? What is the hardest part?
It's quite like, I don't know, because obviously, like, surface wise, I think always the hardest part for any nonprofit which is across the spectrum, is funding, right? That's going to be your surface number one response for any nonprofit, is we never have enough funding, or there's never enough money. I think for you and I, or at least for myself, I think the hardest part has truly been that, how do I put this? I definitely think it's been hard that that you and I have worked countless hours, and this is where you're gonna edit it out, right?
Nope, let's be real. That's okay, just be real.
Part, right?
Nope, be truly honest. That's why we're doing this, so people understand.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think the hardest part has been connecting with people in the community and then not having people follow through. We have a lot of people that will tell us they're going to do something, or they're going to, connect us with somebody of influence, or they're going to help us with grant writing, or they're going to help us do this, help us do that. And obviously, their time is very, very valuable, and we don't try to discredit that. But in the same sense, you and I, after about 3 years now, we're kind of tired of smoke being blown, as you will.
Yeah.
We need people who are going to follow through with what they're telling us they're going to do, and that makes it a lot less stressful for you and I. And in turn, the biggest deal for me would be that they understand that by just helping us, even though they're not here on the day to day and they're not seeing the grinds happening, they are truly, by volunteering or helping us, they're truly helping other people.
Absolutely.
And I think our society has really, really lost that kind of passion. I feel that everybody's kind of, which I totally respect, they're out for their own, they're out to pay their bills, they're out to make the money, they're out to make the $1 million. And I think really we've lost, society as a whole has really lost the reason that we're put here on this earth. And I think it's to be of service to others.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of, I think, been the most difficult thing for me to really comprehend, is that I can call you and I'm like, Melissa, guess what? They're going to hook us up with this person, or we're going to connect with this person. And then weeks go by and we still haven't heard anything,
Yeah.
We're doing our due diligence with following up, and we're just not receiving it, so.
Yeah. And yeah, it is hard. I agree with you. That is a hard part. And also finding the people, I think part of that is, I think people do have a good heart when they want to try to help us. It's just that it does take a lot of work, and they realize, like, oh, this nonprofit's not easy, because people will come along, I think I'm going to start a nonprofit. I'm like, okay, but why? Like, it's not easy. It's just as hard as starting a business. It is a business. And so finding the people that understand.
Starting a business.
Yeah, it could be. It definitely could be. And it's, yeah. I think that's another reason that it's exciting to do this podcast, so we could talk to other nonprofits and find where they overcame these same struggles that I'm sure they've dealt with in their past or dealing with now. And that's kind of why we're doing this, and be able to share with others, and to be able to share our real selves with the community from coast to coast of why we're doing this and why we continue to do this, and why we're always asking them to donate on Facebook, or sharing our GoFundMe, or going to Bike Fest in October and things like that. It's like, what are we doing? And it's not just like, oh, let's go have some fun. we're going to work. We're going to raise awareness about mental health disorders in our veteran and first responder community, and hopefully raise some funds to be able to see some. We have a what's your waiting list out there now? I
Oh my
mean,
gosh.
it's
We're well, first responder side. So Melissa had mentioned that we'd opened our first responder side just this year because we saw a need for it, especially out here in San Diego. And there's just such a great need for first responders. And our first responder side already, we just launched it May the 1st.
mhm.
And I have had 9 inquiries
Yeah.
just since May the 1st. And that's only by us actually providing care for one first responder.
Right.
And that individual has had such great results that they have personally started spreading the word about us. And so
Right.
we've had, these first responders reaching out to us saying, hey, something's going on and I need help. And here I am. And so,
And people forget that it's very difficult for these people in uniform to come and ask for help, isn't it? I mean, they usually will not ask for help, and they won't. It's I don't know if you want to call it a pride thing or an ego thing, but they have to keep this image of being a hero and
yeah, they're conditioned mentally
right.
with a lot of the academies and boot camp, things like that. They're conditioned to say like, hey, we are strong, we're
Yeah.
determined, we're
Yeah.
gonna be successful in our careers and
Yeah.
nothing's gonna stop us. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, conditioning, just like anything else, eventually you get tired, you just get tired. And
Yeah.
so I think that a lot of them are just mentally tired and just
Yes.
come into play and say, all right, well let's get you back up to where you need to be at your very best. Because a lot of these guys and women are active duty, whether it's
Yeah.
veterans or I'm sorry, military or first responders. They're
Yeah.
still on the job grinding day to day. The people that are coming into our office are going out there and saving your life,
Yep.
or they're saving your family's life, or they're saving your home, or they're protecting our country. And so
And giving us freedom, right?
yeah, you're coming.
Yeah.
You're probably most of you guys will come across a first responder or a veteran every single day, and you probably won't even know it. But the craziest thing is those people, first responders and veterans, are both trained in how to save somebody's life. And so, by understanding what nonprofits do, but you even giving $5 here or coming out and supporting an event for us,
Mm-hmm.
you're in turn helping the people you're coming across every single day to help
Exactly.
in case there's an emergency in your life. So like that's something that I think is super impactful for a lot of our followers to understand, and put it in
Yeah.
perspective.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're going to finish up by saying we appreciate all of our followers. We appreciate all of those that have donated and come out to our events. We do plan on doing some more events, and obviously we are running a fundraiser right now on Facebook for first responders, the list that we have. The best way to support us is obviously donate, come to our events, but also if you wanted to do your own fundraiser on Facebook and reach the people that we can't reach. Each person knows between 300 and 500 people. It takes one person to make a difference. So doing a fundraiser for your birthday or just doing a fundraiser just because you want to support our cause, you could do that right on Facebook. Facebook donates all the proceeds to us, doesn't take a percentage. So that's a great way. We also have healingourheroes.net where you could donate directly on our website. You become a monthly donor, do $22 a month. I mean, a big part of our service is to help prevent suicide. Our brains are very sensitive organs, and if we can help retrain the brain where someone is dealing with depression or PTSD, anxiety, and we can prevent a suicide from happening, that is huge. And so we need the funds to help prevent that. So what is it, 22? It's more than 22 a day now for veterans.
Yeah, for veterans, statistically what has come out this year is that 18 to 26 commit suicide every day. So the way I always like to tell people is look at your spectrum of influence throughout your day and count 18 to 26 of people not being here tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And that put it into a frame of reference. And if you look amongst your office, amongst the cubicles, I want you to count how many people are sitting in those cubicles and then imagine them not being there tomorrow because they can't mentally overcome the symptoms that they experience every day.
And then first responders, what's first responders, like 3 to 5?
3 to 5 a day, across the country between EMTs, police officers, sheriff's department, and then also mostly firefighters have been the most number of
Yeah.
suicides within the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's very tragic and
It
something that we
is.
have to start to figure out how to control this epidemic. And so that's what
Absolutely.
we're here for.
Absolutely. That's what we're here for. So we appreciate all your support. For those of you that do run your own nonprofits, we're going to share this across our YouTube page, across our social media pages. We would love to have some nonprofits on our podcast. We're just doing shows on Mondays, and we would love to interview some of you coast to coast, especially those of you we don't even know yet. We would love to get to know you. We feel that nonprofits should support each other, should share tips, should share advice, and I think a podcast is a great way to do that and to also spread the news about all the great people that are making changes across the nation. So thanks for your time, Tina, and I'm excited to do this with you and host some more of these podcasts. We're going to try to do one every week and get it up on our YouTube. So I do have a YouTube. We'll put it in the links. It's for Healing Our Heroes specifically. We're going to post this from our Healing Our Heroes page. Another great way to support us is liking our page, sharing our fundraisers, and just spreading the news about who we are. And if you do know someone that needs help, or if you know someone that wants to help the community, please connect us with those people. And let's see how we can make some more changes coast to coast in people's lives.
And we're lucky enough that we're able to be across the country, where if we have an issue that happens, I call Melissa on the East Coast and say, hey, I need some help with this veteran or first responder, and vice versa. So we're hoping to fill the gaps in between the East Coast and the West Coast to bring the Midwest in here. So
that's right.
Definitely reach out to us. We're looking forward to connecting with a lot of you guys in the community.
Absolutely.
So, one nation, right?
Yes, one nation, exactly. And maybe next week we'll have a new guest on the show. We're taking signups right now. It's free to be on our show. This is totally free. Just want to share, good news across the nation. So not sure who's going to be on next week, but we'll have someone, and we are looking forward to sharing more about who they are and who we are as a whole. Thanks.
Yep. Have a good day, everybody.
Have a good day.
Bye.